And welcome back. So if you remember when we dropped our fuel tank, we found a little vent piece over here was broken, obviously, before we got there. So what we're going to attempt today is basically just to try and epoxy this piece back on. Again, it's just part of the tank vent assembly, and if we can get it to stay in place, I'd like it to be attached like it's supposed to, but if it ends up coming off again, it's no biggie because the tank will still continue to vent, whether it does it here or through the proper vent tube and out the filler neck. But what we have, what I'm going to try, is this product here. JB Weld plastic weld. Has a 5-minute set time, cures in an hour. And in order to prep the surface, I'm just using one of these tub of towels. If you haven't used these before, I recommend giving them a shot. I saw these at the auto parts store and saw other individuals have used them online. They do actually work quite well. You can see here some of this black gunk and debris and dirt and such. All that there came off of just this area around here that we're cleaning up. The mating surface where it broke, wiping that down, as well as wiping down that part, which again we're going to apply the adhesive to and mate it up back to its original position. We went ahead and also rolled up a piece of this tub of towel and just fed it through the connector and cleaned the connector out, because you can see that no longer contains all that dirt and debris. So like I said, these things work out quite well. I'm happy with them. I've used them for other car cleaning items as well. On the truck, if you remember when we put the LED taillights in, we had to fix a module underneath the truck that had a relay and some other components on it. We used one of these to clean the top rail before applying that double-sided sticky tape. Again, does quite well for stuff like this. We've also got a piece of red Scotch-Brite that we're going to use to rough up the outer shoulder here and both here. So we're going to apply adhesive, just a little bit of adhesive, because we don't want to make sure that we don't cram this hole shut full of adhesive. We're going to put a little bit of adhesive on this brake, get it in place, hold it in place with a clamp, and we're going to rough up. Prior to that, we're going to rough up the outside shoulder with this red Scotch-Brite on both ends, because once we get this clamped in place, then we're going to come through with a little bit of more of that plastic weld, and we're going to coat the outside shoulder of this just to give it some more strength. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that and get our clamp and everything set up, and then I'll bring you back. Thank you much. And welcome back. So as you can see, we've got our first bit of epoxying complete, or should say curing at this point. We put a little bit of epoxy, like we were talking about, on each side of the broken edge and physically held them together until it got tacky enough to support itself. And then we just put a little piece of painter's tape, as you can see here. It's not applying inward pressure, but it's just applying enough pressure to help hold that in place while that sets. Then we mixed up a second batch with the shoulder that we roughed up here and here using that red Scotch-Brite on both sides, and dribbled some more just to help add some rigidity to that. Before we put the painter's tape in place, however, we had this piece sitting on its own, starting to set up. Took a little bit of a bread tie here. You can kind of see where that bump is in that wire. Fed it down to where that bump was right about where that seam was at that we epoxied, and just kind of twirled it a little bit just so that it would kind of spread out or take any excess that may have dripped down inside this passage, and kind of smooth it out and just kind of pulled it forward. Again, just as a precaution to make sure that we didn't inadvertently seal up, our vent and keep our vent from being a vent. I will say one thing to keep in mind about this epoxy is that although it does come in a dual syringe tube, which I like for mixing purposes, because that way it dispenses an even amount of the hardener and the resin. But like any other epoxy, mixing is key. Thoroughly mix it, and then you should be good to go. But I will say that this, just like most epoxies, this has got a very strong smell to it, especially when you take that retaining cap off the end. So you definitely want to do this in a well ventilated area. But what we're going to do is we're going to let this continue to hold like this and just set up overnight. We're going to go ahead and put the tank outside again because it does have a pretty good smell to it. Not to mention it's, even though it's been emptied of liquid gas, there's still plenty of fumes coming from the tank. It's supposed to be a nice night tonight. It's supposed to be a good day tomorrow. So we'll go ahead and let this also sit outside in the sun a little bit to bake. And then we'll bring it back the next morning and kind of show you how it's going. But with that being said, we'll cut it now and we'll bring you back in the morning. Thank you much. Bye. And welcome back. So as you can see, this is the following day, about almost midday of the following day of us doing this little epoxy repair. And it's dry to the touch. It's just a hair bit tacky still. Not that it sticks to your fingers, but it's well on its way. It's turning to like a translucent yellow, per the instructions that said that it would dry into. Like that right there, I can kind of still push my fingernail into it just a little bit. So we're going to let this continue to dry out here in the sun today, and we'll see if this makes for a long-lasting repair or not. But I'm going to go ahead and, I guess you can see, yeah, it looks like that's showing up pretty good in the camera, but you can see where we kind of overlapped the outside of this with some more of that epoxy last night and just kind of let it set up. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut it at this point and go ahead and get this one uploaded and posted, and then obviously we'll look more into this when we go to reattach that vent pipe. Like right now I can take this and I can push on it and I can rock the entire tank, and this piece seems stable. I'm not seeing that little joint wiggle or have any give to it. So right now it's looking pretty good. Like that right there, I can push on it, and I don't know if you can see that, but I am able to use enough force to rock the tank. But I'm going to let that continue to set up, and like I said, I'll cut the video at this point, and next time you see it, we'll be doing some additional work when we take this charcoal canister off here and get it replaced, but that'll be in its own video. Other than that, I'll talk to you later. Bye. And welcome back. So you can see that we've got our retainer clip reattached to our now epoxied fitting, and this was allowed to sit outside all day today and do get quite a few hours of just kind of baking in the sun to help everything set up. And those areas before that I noticed that I can kind of push in with my fingernail, now I can't anymore. So that's a good thing. So I just wanted to kind of bring you back and kind of recap on this, that it looks like it's going to be a good hold, but we'll know more when we get a little bit of friction on this and we go to push that vent pipe back on and lock it back into this retainer clip that you see here. But again, if I can take it and push that forward, and you can see I can rock the tank and the table that it's on pretty well, then I should be able to put that vent pipe on there without too much concern. So you may also notice that the new fuel pump has been installed, a new vapor canner has been installed. Don't worry, I took a video of it. You'll see that one posted here shortly. So in case you want to see those details, they will be available. But I just want to bring you back and show you that kind of, at least for now, final repair. It looks nice and dry, looks nice and stable, but time will tell. With that being said, I'll go ahead and close this video out. Like I said, I'll post this one first about the fix for this, obviously, because that's the one you're watching now. And then I'll get the other one pieced together and get it uploaded probably within the next day or so. I like to say this at the end of the video, but if you've just stuck it out this long and listened to my rambling this long and found this video useful, if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. We're just kind of knocking on that door of that 1,000 subscriber mark that we're trying to get to as our first landmark. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider do so. And with that, I thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you much. Bye.